The Boston Celtics have a chance to do the funniest thing on NBA draft night, and I need to see it. The Celtics have 2 picks in this NBA draft, and could they go after Bronny James and hold him hostage to make sure that LeBron James fulfills his promise, plays with his son, but in the green and gold, his rival? We'll break down all of this and more on this episode of Celtics Digest. I'm Bruce Veliz. If you guys do enjoy that content, we appreciate you guys absolutely killing it over here. Keep hitting that like button. It has been absolutely fantastic for what you guys have done. Without further ado, though, let's dive into the topic at hand. Make sure to grab a snack. Like I mentioned in the introduction, Brad Stevens can do the funniest thing of all time and get an epic troll by taking Bronny James in the NBA draft this year. Now, obviously, this is ridiculous. This is not going to happen, but it would be absolutely hilarious if the Boston Celtics were to go out and get Bronny James either with their pick at 30 or with their pick at either 54 or 55 in their second round to select Bronny James to make sure that LeBron James, if he wants to fulfill his promise, wants to play with his son, he has to wear that Celtics jersey. Now, obviously, if we want to dive in and look at this, we can see that the Celtics do own their picks 30 and pick 55. And in the latest ESPN mock draft from May 22nd, around a month ago, ESPN draft experts Jeremy Woo and Jonathan Giovanni published their latest 2024 mock, where they had LeBron James' son, Bronny James, go into the Celtics at pick 54 in the second round. The Celtics acquired this pick in a 3-team deal with the Mavericks and San Antonio Spurs last summer, which was headlined by the Grant Williams trade going to Dallas. So this is for the sign-in trade. We get this second-round pick here, and they're saying that the Celtics should draft Bronny James at that pick. Now, Bronny, love him to death. He deserves to be in the NBA, but after having all those heart issues with USC, I expected him to be back in college. But ultimately, his dad wants to play him, and we've known this narrative for an abundance of years. And Bronny James wants to fulfill that, and Bron wants to play with his son. Ultimately, Bronny James is going to rise through the draft stocks, and we've seen his draft stock kind of fluctuate from first-round pick to second round pick to anywhere basically in between, and nobody knows where he's going to go. We basically have to wait these 2 days until Wednesday till we see where Bronny ultimately goes. But if the Celtics were smart, if they were to do this, it would be hilarious. Imagine Brad Stevens sitting there on his desk, throwing away, knowing that Bronny James is still available at pick 30 and saying, this would be hilarious. Why don't we do this? Selects Bronny James. The crowd goes, your jaw just drops, and you see Bronny James getting that green jersey, and Bron is trembling. He's freaking out because now he's like, damn, if I want to go play, I have to go to my rival. I have to go put on that green and gold. But ultimately, why this won't happen, why that won't go through, even if the Celtics were able to take Bronny James and select him, is due to the fact that the Celtics are strapped in the second apron and due to some restrictions with LeBron. If we want to look at this article here, we can see from this quote from the one and only Rich Paul saying that the Lakers can draft Bronny and LeBron doesn't resign. LeBron is also not going to go to Phoenix for a minimum deal. We can squash that now. So ultimately, Bron is not chasing a minimum deal regardless of what team goes after his son. And that's basically the craze. Everybody wants to draft Bronny to get LeBron to have that storyline. But if you're going to get Bronny, you're going to have to pay LeBron that $50 million he wants. And ultimately, that is not even remotely an option for the Boston Celtics at this point. You're not trading anybody from your core away. You're not giving away Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown. They already had the options to draft them when they had their pick 2s when we took them at pick 3. You're not giving up Jrue Holiday to help them get a defensive guard. You're not giving them Derrick White, another scorer. You're not giving them Kristaps Porziņģis with Anthony Davis. It's not happening. There's no physical way to be able to get, obviously, LeBron James on a $50 million contract all the way over to Boston, all the way over here to pair up with his son in Bronny James. But ultimately, it would be hilarious. I think that watching the Boston Celtics do that, watching Brad Stevens kind of get the last laugh ultimately with LeBron after he's, been this evil mastermind this entire season, going out and getting 2 first-round picks for trading away Marcus Smart, Danilo Gallinari, and Mike Muscala with Kristaps Porziņģis, then ultimately using those to flip down and get in the draft to get Jordan Walsh and get additional draft capital to acquire Xavier Tillman, Jaden Springer, and also make some moves around the edges. That's what brought Banner 18 to Boston, and as we all know, Brad Stevens, Wyc Grousbeck, they want to bring Banner 19. They are not emptying their pockets. They are going to be giving out that cash to these guys, and they're going to want to make sure that this team can contend, can be ready to go. So ultimately, with them pushing for that quest, I don't believe that it will happen. But if Bronny James were to fall, possibly even to the second round, I would not mind the Celtics trying and going after it. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. How funny would you guys think if Bron had to come to Boston, had to live in the cold weather, had to play against a team that battled with him versus the Heat, versus the Cavs, versus the Lakers, switching basically up from one side of the globe, from one side of the U.S. to the other side, complete polar opposites, from the nice warm weather of LA all the way to the cold, just to fulfill the narrative to play with his son, because we know that means so much to LeBron. That's the whole reason that Bronny is, going into the draft this year. That's the whole reason that Bronny's draft stock is kind of, through the roof and just soaring up basically day by day. And I'm sure as the draft continually gets closer and closer, his name's just going to continue to be a popular icon and continue to keep going up. Suns apparently want him. Lakers apparently want him. There's a plethora of other teams like Minnesota, Dallas, all that are interested in possibly going after Bronny James just to get LeBron. And the Celtics, even though that's not on their radar list, it would be the ultimate troll, the ultimate last laugh, and would be absolutely hilarious for Celtics fans to have to see that. I know that Celtics fans would not want to see Bron wear obviously a Celtics jersey, but to see Bronny James do it, or even to see LeBron not even get to fulfill that, would be even funnier as well. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section revolving that. Obviously, it's not happening. It is not going to come to fruition. We just want to talk about a just funny what if. Without further ado, though, before we do sign off, we do have to get to the comment of the day. So drop down your thoughts, drop down how you guys are feeling down below in the comment section, and you guys could be featured for the comment of the day. Today's comment of the day goes out to Live Gun, who says that he trusts Brad Stevens, and this was in our latest video that we dropped earlier this morning, breaking down how the Celtics are kind of in a tough decision deciding between Luke Kornet and obviously Xavier Tillman, as both of those guys are unrestricted free agents, and with the Celtics having an abundance of people in their front court, both guys having playing pretty solid in the season and through the playoffs. Both bigs ultimately could command some money in free agency, and I do think that one of them will definitely be gone. I don't believe that Brad Stevens will bring both of them back, so that's ultimately the decision. If you guys missed that video, if you guys want to check that out, it will be linked up here. So go watch that and let me know who you guys would think down below in that comment section. Xavier Tillman and Luke Kornet. Who would you guys keep? Letting you guys know we're going to be doing a live stream tomorrow, starting them back up, going to be previewing the draft, going over, will the Celtics trade up? Will they trade back? Will they trade for another player? Who could they draft if they keep their pick? We'll be going over all of that, answering your questions, going over everything revolving around the draft tomorrow, 7 p.m. Hope to catch you guys there. As you guys know, I'm Bruce Veliz. I appreciate you guys so much for tuning into the video. So much support. It has been absolutely fantastic the last couple of days, and we can't thank you guys enough. I'm Bruce Veliz once again. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, and go Boston Celtics.